So the vibe of the new year has worn off. We are in March now. So hopefully y'all are getting your lives together. No more excuses when the new year hasn't settled in. I'm still adjusting. We in March. Okay. So now welcome to the channel. If you are new here, I am Denise Brady. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. And we're on episode of 4 of Ready to Love. Now, y'all, what happened this season thus far? Like, this season is so hard to watch. Okay. I don't know what's going on with these reality TV shows, these relationship shows. Like, the budget is again lower, but the commercials are increasing. So that means the money is rolling in. So where is the real context and foundation of these shows? But let's get into episode 4 from a therapist perspective. Now, the men meet up with Tommy at the vault. And you know what Tommy got to say. What happens in the vault stays in the vault. I'm like, okay, Tommy, like, you can keep saying that, but it's going to get out. Because the men be in their feelings and their emotions just like the women do. But everybody wants to focus on the women. But the men, y'all be in y'all feelings too. So some of the stuff that is said in that vault will get outside to the women. So I get you're trying to give your disclaimer. You're trying to be Tommy, but you can kick rocks with saying that because half these men are not going to listen. It's always going to be one or two who develop a relationship with one of the women where they be like, yeah, you know, they talking about you. They saying this about you. And this season, I feel like that woman is going to be Sahara, okay? And old boy at the fire station going to be the one creeping and texting and having these conversations. So, Tommy, okay, you said already, but it ain't going to work. Okay? It ain't going to work. Now, Tommy wants the men to get personal with the women, invite them to their homes or, you know, their jobs. And I'm like, okay, we on episode 4. Is it too soon to be going to somebody's house? But at the same time, it feels like some of these women are thirsty for attention. That is not too soon. Maybe it's the, oh, he really liked me if he invited me to his house vibes that I got from this episode. Okay. And then also, you know, going to somebody's job, which we did not see. So where you work at? Do y'all got jobs? Now we go to, let's talk about this first date. Okay. They go to Naeem's, you know, wellness juice place, free marketing, free advertising for his business in Philly. And whenever I see these relationship shows go to these kind of venues, we saw on Married at First Sight, they went to this warehouse that, you know, one of the cast members happened to be involved with, and now they're at Naeem's business, okay? And that just makes me think, this is so cheap, so low budget, so effortless, okay? Because y'all have gone somewhere else and to drink some, was it juice, shakes? Did they really work out? You know, with all these commercials, we barely get any dates, okay? So we get the couples interacting. All right. It's free promo for Naeem. All right. And, you know, old girl shows up late. Truth. Okay. Who can't tell the truth? Okay. Her and Naeem are still going back and forth about this whole text thing. Her giving him a Google number. Yeah, she wants. Okay. She wants. Give me attention. I want things my way. I need and want to be in control. I am used to men flocking after me. Okay. Yet, in the past, I'm wondering if she's ever had to really put in much effort. Or does the, you know, physical align with the business? And that's enough for some men who are just lucky to be around her and have a woman of her caliber. That she's never really had to do much to get a man. Okay. Yet for some reason she's chasing after a man with 5 kids, worrying about why he haven't texted her back. Oh, but soon as Naeem starts to push back, she suddenly is into somebody else. Okay, how you give somebody one person a Google number And then we later find out somebody else the real number. But you're mad that the person you gave the Google number to is not giving you what you want. Okay? Make it make sense, because you're sending me two different signals. You're saying one thing, your actions say another thing. And as a therapist, I always say what them actions looking like. Because y'all can talk. The mouth be yapping. You a yappuccino. Okay? But what are them actions saying? And I think she was probably more into him than he was into her. Because when a man is into you, he will prioritize. He will. When a man is interested, he will. Remember that. When a man is interested, he will. Okay? And, the whole texting thing comes up. And I want to talk a little bit about when you're first getting to know somebody and the role of texting. Because it comes up again, I believe, later with Sahara and somebody. I can't remember right now. But she big mad. Truth is big mad about this whole, you not texting me. So I'm going to go over here and talk to somebody else, okay? Even though I've been chasing you, I don't know how many weeks we are in right now, but we're on episode 4 and she been chasing him. But I think so many women, I'm not sure about men, I hear this more in my sessions from women and shows that I have watched, get so caught up in the texting. Seeing them bubbles, not seeing the bubbles. Why is it taking him so long to text me back? Is he with another bitch? Is he really for me? Okay. Y'all gotta stop that. I think when you are first getting to know somebody, yes, texting here and there is great to show I'm thinking about you. Good morning. How's your day going? But don't lean on it so much as your indication of how much somebody likes you. That's where we get the issue. You lean on the text message too much to indicate how interested in a relationship or whatever y'all doing the person is. Okay. Now text here and there, but y'all need to start using them voice notes, the voice text. Okay. Because once again, with texting and new relationships that you've been together with the person for so long, y'all start texting back and forth, arguing in the text message. And what happens? Emotions get misconstrued. Words get misconstrued. Okay, it's hard to read emotion. So I believe in the beginning, send a text here and there. But how about, hey girl, just want to hear your voice. I'm sending you a message saying I hope your day is going well. Can't wait to see you later. Because the voice gives me a little bit of tone, a little bit of inflection. Okay. And you at work, are you in your car? And the car, is hooked up. Depending on how old your car is. Okay. You got your little Bluetooth hooked up and you're in the car and it pops up. Message from Tyrone. And then you drive in and you get to hear Tyrone's voice. Hey, I've been thinking about you. Can't wait to see you. I had a good time. Just wanted to say I was thinking about you. That to me as a woman will go a long way versus a good morning, queen. Hope you're having a good day. Hope to see you later. Because what y'all gonna think? Oh, that's just a generic text that he sent to everybody versus the effort that I'm telling y'all about. The intention, what I say, a man that is interested will. Even as a woman, if you're interested. Hey, Tyrone, just wanted to say I was thinking about you, looking forward to our dates. Maybe we can try and have a FaceTime date this week, but just wanted to know you were on my mind and I had a good time yesterday. Imagine you driving. Are you having a busy day at work? And you get that voice memo. And you just get to play it all day. You hearing it through the Bluetooth, through your ear pods. You sharing it with your girlfriend. Now, me personally, let me know in the comments. I would feel like a voice note is way better than a text. Okay, hearing the person's voice, the tone. So y'all need to get a little bit more with the times. Okay, do something different. Send a voice note. Okay, something else. All right. But they go back and forth. And then we see Fritz and Sahara. And the men already think that she don't got no decorum. She a home girl. She a ride or die. Can we, like I always say also, can we retire the phrase ride or die? It's toxic. Okay. To be in a relationship with a ride or die, that means you're gonna give me your all no matter what. Okay. We gonna set it off and you gonna take the rap and I'ma run. I just feel like that term is so toxic, so just like unnecessary. Okay, can we leave it alone? Can you just say even though you're my person? Can we leave it alone? I'm so tired of hearing you my person. Okay, because I just feel like there are so many people in this world that you will never meet. To say one person out of how many millions and billions is your person? Okay, you live in Pennsylvania. Okay, your person might be in Indonesia. Okay, your persons might be in Africa, Australia, but you will never know because you probably will never travel to Africa, New Zealand, parts of Europe. Okay, so that's why when people say you're my person, I'm like, there's so many people in the world. To just say one person is your person. Okay? But maybe it's because I've been with my husband for 15 years. Like, I'm just like, yo, person. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get off my tangent here, okay? Now, they think that Sahara has no decorum. I think she's a little all over the place. I've been saying that. They keeping her for ratings. Do I think love is here for her? I do not. And then we're going to get to her a little bit further. But yeah, texting in that beginning phase, also communicate with that person. Do you prefer texting? Do you prefer phone calls? Do you like FaceTime dates in between us really dating? Those conversations to me give intention. Oh, you asking what do I prefer? What is my communication style when first getting to know somebody? Oh, you might be genuine. You might really be dating with intention, even though your profile says that. Your actions in this conversation is also telling me, I've never been asked that. It's the detail for me. You really feeling me that you asking me this. Okay? And finally, we get a single date. No group date. With Mr. Chocolate and Rose. Now, Rose, I feel like we are not seeing enough for her. She's one of the people who I feel like is really dating with intention here, really wants to find love, yet we are not seeing much of her. Now, she goes on a date with Mr. Chocolate, the firefighter, who I find very interesting because he is low-key insecure to me. He's not faith-based and Rose is, so I'm wondering, when I see two people who don't have similar backgrounds regarding faith and their belief system, I wonder how that can really work. She wants to pray before they eat. And he is like, I can give some gratitude, while she wants to really pray. And I see him doing it because he likes her. But I wonder long term when you're dating someone who doesn't come from a similar background or where they are currently in their faith is not the same as yours, can that really last long term? Or is that for the moment because I like you? Okay. Now, their date was good. It was funny. It felt very genuine. I'm like, finally, a real date, not a group date. These group dates, y'all, that's the cheat code for these shows. A group date, meet somewhere at somebody's house. We don't got to pay for it. We ain't got to pay for a location. We don't got to pull no permits. Okay. Just meet up at Fritz's house. Meet up at Naeem's business. Okay. Y'all already didn't sign releases for liability. Okay. It ain't nobody else around. Nobody from the public. It's the cheat code. All right. But it was good to see them go on a date. I was like, finally, a solo date. All right. Now, let's get to this pool party. Y'all know y'all came over here because I keep it real, right? Now, okay. First of all, Angie, why you wasn't dressed? why you look like me on a Saturday morning running errands? Now, like I said, I've been with my husband for 15 years. So on a Saturday, you're going to see me in some shorts and an oversized t-shirt and some sneakers. Probably not the hat because I got braids. Okay. But I'm like, girl, why you didn't dress up? Like in a cute little sundress. Maybe some shorts that were more like flared, like some linen. I'm like, okay, girl. I just wish you had kind of dressed up a little bit. Now, it was cool to see Shanice with some clothes on. I was also like, girl, you got in the pool and let your wig get messed up? Oh, you here for fun. You here for real. You're not here because like you just for TV. I don't want to get my edges wet, my glue. Okay, she was having fun in the pool. I was like, okay, Shanice, this the side of you we really want to see. We want to get to know you past your titties. We want to get to know you just like past, the physical. And I feel like we are starting to finally get there. Okay. Now, Fritz and these poly hashtags. Okay. Now, Cooley has a conversation with him about, hey, I was peeping out your Instagram. I noticed you follow some poly hashtags. Girl, you must really be digging your dirt, because how did you find out he was following poly hashtags unless you really did your Nancy Drew shit and was really going through his shit, okay? Now, his excuse is that he's just interested. He's curious. Will he ever do it? No. I'm not going to do it because you just caught me, okay? You ain't about that life. But if I found somebody who was, I'm going to do it, okay? Because why else would somebody be following different poly hashtags unless they were interested in it? At first he said he was curious, and then he said he wouldn't do it. So which one is it, my brother? Okay. And now there's been all these conversations coming out with men saying they are poly curious, not ethical non-monogamy. I think is the new word. Instead of using poly, we're going to use this other phrase, ethical non-monogamy or something like that. And so that's the new wave. Okay. A couple years ago, it was, all these podcasts, red pill, blue pill, old boy who died and had all this rhetoric. What did he die after sleeping? He was sleeping with somebody, right? And he died at the same time. I can't remember his name, but he left all these men feeling like we can finally be true about dating women who are too independent, who bring nothing to the table or bring too much, so that what we gonna do with them? So the new wave is, pay attention. The new wave is going to be this ethical non-monogamy shit that the men are talking about, okay? Poly is a little bit too risque and taboo. So let's figure out another way to say the same thing, are similar. Let's say something similar, but not that. Okay, and so the new thing, I think even Kofi, what's his name? Kofi from Harlem, and that own show that he was on, is coming out and being the first person to openly talk about it. And then you got Neo, who got like 5 girlfriends and who's openly poly, all right? But the thing about ethical non-monogamy is that at least, the ethicalness is that we both agree that this is not a relationship. We both come into it understanding what it is, what it's going to be. Whereas I feel like with poly relationships, from what I've heard from people who are poly, to me, it feels more like community, connection, and not so much what everyone typically sees or thinks that it's more about just having sex with multiple partners. Both of them seem like they're about community, but from different perspectives. There are people to me like Neo who give the poly community a really bad look because he's a cheater. He cheated so many times, had kids out of wedlock, and now he got like 4 girlfriends. And nobody's really talking about that, okay? People are still focused on him as the artist. And can you separate the artist from his personal life? Let me know. But I feel like that's going to be the new wave. Pay attention, because it's percolating, okay? All they need is a few other men to come out and talk about being non-monogamous for it to be a new wave. And I think before the summertime, this is going to be the thing that people are talking about. So you got to pay attention. But I'm just like, man, you're lying. And he says, well, I follow NASA, but I've never been to space. That was a poor excuse, okay? Because nowadays, if you see someone following the MAGA hashtag, you see somebody following Trump and all that stuff, You gonna say that you don't believe in that stuff? You just following it for what? To learn? To be in the know? What's gonna be your excuse then? So he lying. I think Cooley kind of peeps game that he is lying. Okay. Now during this part, I recognize there are a lot of people we have not seen go on dates, and one of those people were Jay. And then ironically, I see him on a date. I'm like, where Jay at? We was seeing so much of him. Him and Carly go on a date. He's a man to me that is great with words, but what are the actions? And it was interesting to see him talk about being vulnerable and asking about different things about, I think, relationships. And then he pivots to sex. I'm like, how we get here so quick? Oh, that is probably what the real motive is. But you let in with something else to get you here. All right. And I still don't know if I don't really trust him because he was in a relationship for how long, but it didn't really go nowhere. And he's leaning on the I'm a single dad thing. I don't believe, brother. I really don't. These men this season are not giving. Shit, the women ain't really giving that much either, okay? Some of them we see them pop in and be vulnerable. We saw Rocky at the beginning, but then we didn't see her the rest of the episode. We see Kiera come in and talk about her baby daddy being in jail for 5 years. I'm wondering, he only got 5 years, so did he do a parole violation? Was it a drug thing? It must have been nothing too big that he only got 5-6 years and he about to get out. And for some people, when somebody, their baby daddy go to jail, they kind of parole to your house. So I could kind of see what Fritz was saying, but also I don't want to, judge her and hold that against her. But I feel like we are not seeing a lot of these people. Okay, I feel like they're picking and choosing who they are focusing on. Rocky was also very vulnerable about selling drugs herself, which I was not surprised about, y'all. I was not surprised, all right? It was also good to see Mr. Chocolate. I don't remember his name, okay? The firefighter talk about being vulnerable and going through depression. It's great to see people opening up about those things. I hope throughout the season they do not become weaponized because, sometimes men be opening up and y'all be weaponizing it. Y'all do, but we're not going to talk about that today. It might come up in the future in these episodes. But I'm going to leave y'all alone today. Okay. So the pool date was interesting. We did eventually see, what is her name that I talked about at the very beginning? Come on, her little purple swimsuit and be all over Eddie. It seems like she is very much craving attention to me. What is her name? Is it Shantae? Angie. Seeing Angie be all over Eddie, I just feel like she's in need of attention. He said that he liked her helping with them barbecuing. You were making hot dogs and hamburgers. It ain't that hard. You put the hot dogs on there for what? 3 minutes, hope they don't burn. And then you got some hamburgers. It ain't much, okay? Now, if y'all was doing some steak, some lobster, some real shit, I'd be like, okay, girl, yeah, you were in there really helping, but y'all had hot dogs. I can do that, okay? Now, the men get back to the vault, and they start talking about the women that they're not interested in. One of those women is Truth, because she can't tell the truth. She's secretive, but wants to be, come on, flaunt over me, chase me. But let me go check my Google Voice to make sure you have texted me, okay, so I can get back to you when I feel like it. Okay, what you need to know my age for? I'm somewhere in the middle. Girl, I need to kind of know how old you are so I know if we're compatible. Also things related to, is there going to be a large age gap between us that really gets in the way of our relationship? Health-wise, too. You said that you want to have kids. You don't care about how many kids we have. As women, our age do affect us when we can have kids and things like that. And I kind of need to know how old you are, girl. But she's secretive still. But the men decide that the bottom is Sahara and Truth. They feel like Sahara has no decorum, she's unpredictable, and a bit too much to handle. Okay. I also think I want to note, because I think this might come up later, that Naeem says that he was adopted. I found that quite interesting. But I hope that comes up a little bit further in the episodes. But the men meet up with Sahara and Truth. Both of them are very defensive. Both of them are like, you can't tell me shit about myself. No reflection. Okay. And it's interesting because Truth was so into Naeem until she was at the bottom. And then she would talk all this mess. Oh, the person who complained about me not responding to text messages and things like that who was it? It was one person, right? No, it was a couple of us, really, sis. It wasn't just him. You mean the one with 5 kids? Oh, now it's a problem that he got 5 kids, huh? Huh? Where was that energy in the first 2-3 episodes? But now you're not getting your way, so now you're going to throw him under the bus and make it a joke and laugh about him having 5 kids, but you want to be baby mama, what, number 3? Didn't you? Until you was at the bottom. Okay, she's super defensive, not really open. She wants it her way or no way. And you got to be careful about them kind of people. Being in a relationship with them. It's hard to be in a relationship with someone who is my way or no way. And then just moves on like she did at the wellness little smoothie place. Like, oh, okay, well, it's time for me to exit stage left. Because I'm not getting what I want. Okay. And Sahara, too, is very defensive. I don't know what it is about Mr. Chocolate that he sees something in her. He kind of giving lost to me, y'all. Lost and insecure. And one of the people who are looking for themselves in a relationship. Okay. But in the end, for ratings, personality higher, Sahara is kept, and Truth is bye-bye. Okay. But it's interesting how on some of these seasons, the women be bout it until they at the bottom. And then nobody can tell them nothing. You came here to what? Tell me I'm not ready to love. I need y'all. I want y'all anyway. But there needs to be an opportunity for the people, men and women in this show to reflect a little bit about how I got here. What were some of the perceptions that people had of me? Is there anything I need to work on, reflect upon, change about myself? But oh no, I ain't want nobody anyway. Okay? It just becomes like, it's them, not me. All right? But yeah, I find the way the dates are set up, we as an audience are not getting a chance to see everybody. You know, even at the beginning, I think her name is Dee. We saw Dee. Was she even at the health shop? We saw her in the vault, but I saw her somewhere because I was like, she got a lot of booty on her. Maybe she was at the health place, okay? But then we didn't see her no more. We didn't see Jay to the very end. Rose, we saw her only on one date. She's never in the group dates. It's all over the place. It's just not structured to me. It just feels like there's a bunch of scenes, dates, episodes, and a whole lot of commercials. A whole lot of commercials. But I feel like as an audience member, I'm not getting a chance to really get to know people. I'm seeing bits and pieces and parts of them. But I feel like in the past, I really got to know people's stories, see them, really buy into them wanting to find love, wanting to be on this show for the right reasons. But this season, it ain't it. Now, go and watch the episodes because I'm a type A personality. Once I start something, it's really hard for me to just be like, I quit. But it's not given. It's really not. Okay? Now, in other news, real quick, we are going to get season 2 of the Never Ever Mets. Yes, OWN is bringing back that for season 2. I'm guessing once this is over, we'll have maybe a little bit of a break. And then the Never Ever Mets will probably start in May or June like it did last year. Can't believe it's already been a year since that show was on. But yeah, it's just kind of like, This season is not that great. It's just a hodgepodge of people. I need stylists. I need continuity. I need the dates to make sense. I need the people they're going on dates with to make sense. Why couldn't we have seen a solo date between Coley and Eddie? Because they really feeling each other. Or Eddie going on a date with maybe Angie. He likes Angie. But instead we're getting these group dates. It just feels kind of watered down. Okay, what y'all doing over there? This show used to be so good. Okay? But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this episode? We're on episode 4, so that means we got, 4 or 5 more to go? And nobody has really, clicked up to say, this is the person I want to start dating and getting to know. I just don't know about these relationship shows, y'all. I just don't know no more. I don't know. But if you got to this far in the video, stay. We're on the road to 10,000. Make sure you hit that like, you subscribe. I appreciate your viewership. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.